For folks who are still here with us on Twitch, all live-a-roonies, we have got another gamey coming up. There's not really a theme to our games today, but they're all sort of quite... They're all games that are a bit chill that I can take my time with, because I am still a bit sick. And this next one is called Run Tavernquest, where Tavernquest is all one word. And it builds itself as an inverse text-based dungeon, where we are the dungeon master, and the NPC is the AI, the computer, if you like, or the player character is the. Oh, shut up, Dizzy. So this is, I hope, going to be really interesting. I've played a few like text-based dungeon-y type things throughout the years, but not many. So I'm not an expert in the genre. But I like D&D, so
trial version.
Oh, it's also narrated. I forgot. Okay, we are a program. We're a game called Tavernquest.
Type new game to begin.
Oh, excuse me for snuffling. Oh dear, I didn't get my mute off in time. Steve is the one who types. Steve sends us commands. Our job is to respond to them. So this is, I guess, is Steve's input that we're seeing. Our job is to respond to them no matter what.
Invalid command. New game. Type help for assistance.
Oh, poor Steve. Steve will never type help for assistance. How's the sound and stuff for everyone, by the way? Is it good volume? It looks good volume to me on OBS readout, but let me know if it needs adjusting. I like how the CPU is sassy.
Demo. The Malevolent Mage.
Steve is playing a trial version of Tavernquest. The adventure he is playing is totally separate and non-canon from the main game. I've looked ahead in your programming. This is a simple story. Steve plays as a noble adventurer whose goal is to defeat evil wizards. First, he needs to buy a weapon.
Your adventure begins at the general store, where you can buy any goods an adventurer might require. It's a dusty and cluttered locale, but a necessary stop for your quest.
I wish that the text was appearing one character at a time instead of like line by line as it scans across. We control all of the characters in the game except for Steve's. What is the shopkeeper doing as Steve enters the store? Oh, we got our first choice. The shopkeeper is eating a sandwich.
You see the shopkeeper eating a ham sandwich. He's a burly old dwarf with tiny spectacles poking out of his bushy beard. As you catch his attention, he sets his sandwich down and licks his fingers.
It says, can we buy General? It will help in rallying the troops. Oh my god, Aaron Silverstock or Brad Shopkeep Man. I feel like Brad Shopkeep Man might be more fitting with the tone of the game. But let's try and be serious.
Aha! An adventurer you must be, says the shopkeeper. Welcome to Silverstock Mercantile. I'm the owner here, Aaron Silverstock. Take a look around and talk to me if you'd like to buy something. He eats the last bite of his sandwich and throws his napkin into a garbage bin.
I wasn't sure when I was looking at the thing for this game. I wasn't sure if it was going to be like an AI kind of game, like a large language model game, because there are now large language model powered text-based dungeons. And like honestly, it's kind of a neat application of the software, apart from all the problems with large language models. Like it's a really neat idea because it does that is genuinely like a niche that it can fill as like an on-demand game master. Because everybody who's tried to play D&D, for example, knows that you can never find a time to schedule everyone together. But luckily, this is not a large language model-based game, as far as I can tell. It certainly has none of the AI disclaimers that Kingo was telling us about in Shaka Chat the other day. We have a BG, welcome on in. The best name for a shopkeeper is Ian Azir. Was he a shopkeeper? I know he was a merchant, but did he keep a shop, or was he like a traveling merchant? I genuinely don't know. What are we doing? By the way, feel free to click to skip dialogue and make the text scroll faster. I promise I won't be offended. You can also change the font or text speed in the menu. Okay, we should probably do that. Oh, okay. I think. Oh gosh. How is this better for dyslexic? It's such a melty looking font. Like I know I don't understand what makes this better, but this is instantly so much less legible to me as somebody who doesn't have dyslexia. I'm so surprised that this is supposed to be better for people who do have dyslexia. Reveal speed fast, smooth scroll, I don't know. Sure. We have display settings. I don't even know what this means. Ah! Oh, it's which monitor to have it on. I see, okay. Jessica says, I would not trust a large language model to record all the adventures my character has been on and not contradict itself constantly. Oh, it absolutely does not recall that, and it does contradict itself constantly. It's not good at it, but it is an interesting sort of concept. And I when we get better AI, like better than like the current sort of stage of generative AI that is not really AI, but when we get better AI as a concept, that I think genuinely will be a really nice thing to see it do. Well, the myth is kind of like also in the same sort of space as trying to be like an automated DM, but obviously World of Myth it's all pre-programmed story beats and paths that it just sort of stitches together. And obviously World of Myth does it better than a large language model does, because World of Myth is a human in charge of it. Audio settings, I don't think need to change. Alright. You can also change the font or text speed, and then you got it. Yeah, yeah, King Girl. Really, Steve, the garbage bin was never intended to be anything remotely interested. And again, Steve never has much cared about how things are intended to go. We can always just throw an error when Steve does something stupid. We're
You
gonna find
walk
out what's in
past
the garbage.
many interesting displays of powerful weapons and items to further examine the garbage bin.
Oh my gosh,
It
he's
appears to
already
be
tired of
full
Steve.
garbage.
It was quite disconnected. Things tended to seem to happen sort of at random, and because there was no like pre-planned out story for the individual characters, because how could they be? They're procedurally generated. But because of that, the characters didn't feel very meaningful in World of Myth. Me too, Shaskell, me too. I feel like we're just encouraging him when we don't throw errors. If he still don't want to go that route, we can have the shopkeeper try to nudge him in the right direction. Oh, I want to just let him have the garbage in his inventory, to be honest.
You hop over the counter and begin stuffing handfuls of garbage into your pockets. The shopkeeper watches in confusion. Ah, my garbage? He says. Are you sure you didn't mean to look at the weapon display?
The voice acting is quite nice. You mentioned Steve's character is supposed to be a wealthy nobleman. We can choose what Steve's character says in the situation. What's a good reason for no one to get someone's garbage? As courtesy.
Ah, no need to worry, you say. I am simply aiding the village however I see fit, demonstrating how courteous and honorable I am. I noticed your garbage bin needed emptying, and so now I am helping you.
I like how this is like, it's framed as an inversion of a normal sort of text-based dungeon adventure thing. But at the same time, it still is. Like, gameplay-wise, it still is a normal text-based adventure dungeon type thing, really. In fact, it's even simpler than that because we're not even typing. We've only got multiple choice. Really is into this garbage thing. Are you absolutely sure you don't want to hit him with that well-deserved error? Nope!
You begin to eat the garbage. Pardon me, I do feel a bit peckish, you say. The shopkeeper is terrified.
Spawn a puppy to distract him, the garbage vanishes, explodes. He eats the entire bin.
You eat all the garbage. There is no more garbage. In the bin, in the shop, in your pockets. All gone. Congratulations, says the shopkeeper. You ate all the garbage. Anywho, what would you like to buy?
Steve wants to attack the shopkeeper. Hey! Irredeemable! Simply hopeless! Sure, Steve has a good reason to be attacking this guy. Theft.
Hearken, Aaron Silverstock, for I will now confiscate your valuables, you say. Please submit for the beating I shall now administer.
It's very tropey so far. Yeah, that is just a massive red flag of a profile, isn't it, Shaskar? I guess we're starting Steve's first combat encounter. Ideally, his first enemy would show off the complex combat mechanics. Aaron here can only do like 1 damage. Steve hasn't even opened an inventory yet. Does he even have any kind of weapon at all? No. Guess he's attacking this poor guy with his bare hands. It is, isn't it, Kingle? It's really interesting. I hope it's visually interesting as a stream.
Combat. Type help combat for list of battle commands. You strike the unsuspecting shopkeeper repeatedly with your bare fists. I wonder why I didn't equip a weapon, you think to yourself while standing inside a shop
that sells weapons. Oh gosh. That takes 2 damage. See, Scream would be the sensible thing to do, but it would be a classic, like, Session 1 adventurers get into a fight with a shopkeeper, get arrested by the guard, and then have to do a prison break, which genuinely sucks so much as an RPG thing. It's so annoying. I think it's annoying because it's a thing that players often want to do, is stuff that will get them in trouble with the guards. And it's never very different, because it can only play out as the guards come and overwhelm you and arrest you, or the guards come and they're all chumps and you wipe them out, and then it's like, well, why don't you just always do whatever you want forever? I wonder if the creator's getting some frustrations out about the players. Possibly. So yeah, Scream would be the sensible in-character thing to do. In practice, I guess, I don't know what raised defense means. I feel like the shopkeeper should also be grabbing a weapon. But I guess we'll counterattack, because it's the first encounter.
The shopkeeper grabs
this is grabbing a weapon.
Nearby display. Gods help me. Why are you doing this?
No, but I'll get irritated, King Ellis, because I've seen it play out so many times as a real DM. I do wish this was a little more hands-on.
You continue to
like I wish I had a lot more freedom to respond.
You say, just let
the
me
multiple
punch
choices
you,
I have
dwarf.
are quite restricting.
The innocent shopkeeper collapses to the floor in a puddle of blood, dead by your hand. A job well done, you say. Now that my bloodlust has been sated, I shall concentrate on my very important quest.
I hope Steve doesn't think he can just win every combat encounter by typing attack every round. I wouldn't count on it. Right, what items can Steve find? You can pick multiple or none. I think he just finds 15 gold. You know, this is not an NPC he was supposed to kill.
Very important quest, looting this guy's corpse, you say. You thoroughly search the pockets of the shopkeeper's dead body. You take an amount of gold.
This is only the most useful thing he's done so far. Didn't bother to look at them. Shall we offer him a choice or just choose one for him? He doesn't seem to care which one. We should give him the Sword of Fine Steel because that's what the shopkeeper had. Actually, really, we should have... See, I should have been able to give him the sword from looting the shopkeeper. Ah, of course, Mini Dizzy. Mini Dizzy needs to move. You are absolutely correct. Good catch, guys. There we go. Little Dizzy can go on the journey. And I'll definitely forget to move her back after this demo, but it'll be fine because I'll have you guys to tell me, right? We're giving you a Sword of Fine Steel.
You peruse the empty shop for a weapon that suits your needs. Eventually, you decide to equip a Sword of Fine Steel to aid in your adventure.
In the timeout corner, oh no. Guess we're done with the shop. I probably don't need as many CPU snarky comments as we get.
You're surrounded by dense forest. A trodden road extends in both directions. A sign advertises Silverstock Mercantile to highway travelers, though the shop is now eerily quiet.
This is a weird place for a shop. Go Wizard Tower. Once you know about the Wizard Tower, he's supposed to talk to the shopkeeper about it. So there's this whole forest section he's trying to skip over. If I was a real text-based game, I wouldn't do either of these. I'd say, yes, we're going to the Wizard Tower. On the way, there's the forest. Tesco says, I remember playing the text adventure in the Minecraft computer craft mod. You're in a desert. Punch sand. What sand? They have the text adventure in a Minecraft mod? That's so funny. I love that. Throw an arrow.
Invalid command, go Wizard Tower. Type help for assistance.
I also don't need the continue button every time it's his turn to type as well. This section no longer makes sense if he already knows where to go. Let's still make him do this section. We are inflexible.
You trudge through the forest until you come to a clearing. You see some movement in the nearby bushes, and you feel you're being watched. Investigate? Yes or no?
You could in the text adventure craft a computer. That would cause the text adventure to collapse because you'd made a computer inside a computer inside a computer. I love it.
Invalid command. Go Wizard Tower. Yes or no prompts should be answered with either yes or no. Type help for assistance.
Alright. We've successfully got him to engage with the game.
You make a cautious foray into the brush to see what is hiding within. You discover a scared group of adorable gnomes. One of the gnomes approaches you. "Oh, traveler," he says. "I am Huggy the Gnome.
I can't we just giving him yes/no
Our clan is
prompts
being
now
hunted
in
by
order to
monsters. Please help us."
prevent
Accept quest from Huggy the
Steve's
Gnome
worst
to
urges.
Find monsters? Yes or no? You tell the gnome to go away. "Boo-hoo!" cries Huggy the Gnome.
Doesn't have to sound so salty about it. Attack Huggy? Alright, well, that's fair. He's just trying to speedrun this. We've got to get this guy to the wizard's town before he ends up trying to murder poor Huggy. Oh.
Perhaps you may be of use to me, gnome, you say to Huggy. "Tell me, tiny one, might you direct me to the nearest tower of an evil wizard?" Huggy the gnome looks at you curiously. "The secret wizard's tower? It's mighty strange that you know of it already," he says. He then tells you the way to access the wizard's tower through the forest. "Of course, I hope you won't forget about us helpless gnomes after you visit that tower."
Incredible. We can go to the wizard tower.
Following Huggy the Gnome's immaculate directions, you make your way towards the wizard's tower.
That's true, Kingle, I guess. Wizard's tower. How should the tower be described? A tall cylinder or a spiky obelisk? Well, it is an evil wizard's tower, so I guess a spiky obelisk.
You arrive at a large stone tower emerging from the lush thicket of the forest. The hulking obelisk towers over the surrounding canopy, with decorative turrets jutting outwards like claws. Ivy overgrowth crawls up the structure's exterior, leading you to wonder, is this long abandoned or reclusively inhabited? An imposing wooden door is the only viable entrance you see.
Yeah, what I'd sort of really like is I'd like a lot more options so that I could pick out individual details from big paragraphs like this. I just like a more free-form interaction in general. If I'm role-playing as the computer,
Ever the intrepid explorer, you burst through the door into the wizard's tower.
Steve, are we sure it's an evil wizard?
Fear me, O
I
foes of
think
mine,
it's said in the
you
introduction
shout.
that it's an evil
You take
wizard.
a few
so
practice
yes.
swings at the air with your sword to showcase your prowess. You are now inside the wizard's parlor. Cobwebs and moss speckle the damp room. A table and two broken chairs sit next to a dusty fireplace, and there's an armoire in the corner. As you step further into the room,
Wow.
you suddenly hear an imposing, ethereal voice echoing through the tower's halls.
Steve is now hearing the warning voice of the evil wizard. He's our main antagonist, so he should be intimidating. How does he threaten Steve? Awful cuss. Exactly like that, Chester. Or at least give me some like multiple choice options for each of those
Says the
things.
omnipresent voice.
Because I know it has to be voice activated. Welcome in, Yowie. How's it going? We are checking out some game demos for next Fest. Honestly, this game is actually I really like it so far. I don't know if it's making great stream content, but I do really like it. This is definitely a game that I might play off stream. What did he say? You're entering the domain of the Ferris Wizard, Lazador. Take armor from Armoire? Rude, CPU! Some people just can't spell, okay?
Invalid command. Open arm roar. Type help for assistance.
The laser face? Oh no. So many faces, so many lasers. None? Okay. I gotta go Google quickly what an armoire is. Because I'm not 100% certain, and I wasn't expecting it to be either of those things. So bear with me, chat. Okay, I see. No, it's not what I thought it was, and I still wasn't expecting it to have either of those things in it. It's like it's a cabinet type thing, at least according to Google image search. I'm not certain how it is distinct from a wardrobe. Some of them have like glass fronts, and some of them don't. I can probably show you. Give me a sec. OBS. New. Window capture. There we go. This is the Google image search for armoire. So yeah, not something I'd expect to have a key or some gold lying around in it, I'll be honest. I was expecting... Well, so what I thought an armoire was going to be was like a display stand for weapons, right? Having not ever looked up what the word meant before. But now that I know that it's a wardrobe / cupboard, why doesn't it have clothes in it? Or if it's a parlor, then maybe it should have like fine china in it? Yeah, it says wardrobes have no shelves. I see. Okay, so it's like a wardrobe but more useful. I've put in a freestanding shelving unit inside my wardrobe because I wanted shelves rather than a hanging bar. That's my opinion on wardrobes, if anybody cares. Oh goodness, what are we doing? I mean, it's gotta have something inside it, so I guess it'll have a key in it.
Inside the armoire,
You wouldn't put it in the description if it didn't have anything in it. Had fun China. Steve destroyed it while he was looking for stuff. Amazing. There's no way he gets his first try. We'll see.
You head towards the stairs that lead further up the tower. Before you can start up the stairs, the echoing voice of the wizard returns.
I thought we were going to put a curse on him.
You did not heed my warning. You have incurred the wrath of Lazador. Now my guardian will dispose of you.
You hear vicious snarling as
That's
the wizard
true,
summons his
Shasta.
unholy champion before you.
I guess an undead wolf sounds like a curse. It could have undead like
An
lycanthropy.
undead wolf materializes. The zombie canine has
It seems
patches
like a
of
better
mangy,
guardian than a
decomposing
goblin as
fur
well.
sliding off his exposed skeleton. His steely eyes glow a bright yellow. He attacks you. Combat. Type Help Combat for list of battle commands.
Difficulty hard. Oh.
You swing at the undead wolf with your sword of fine steel.
Like, I should be able to determine, like, whether it hits and how much damage it does. You know? Like, if I'm playing as the... If I'm playing
wolf
as the game,
growls
those are
viciously
things
and
I should
bites
set.
you.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of damage. I was expecting, like, some damage and a lingering effect.
You again whack at the bones of the undead wolf.
Oh, it took more damage this time. I see, so I can give him a howl to let Steve win.
The undead wolf pounces and bites you again. You execute a tactical somersault.
Tactical somersault! Noms. Cheer on Steve.
The tireless undead wolf pins you down and bites again.
It's very impressive to pin someone down while they're executing a tactical somersault.
Your lifeless body falls to the floor. The undead wolf feeds upon your corpse. You are dead. You were torn apart by an undead wolf.
Perhaps I should have mentioned explicitly your goal is to lose to Steve. When Steve dies in combat, the game reloads just before the encounter. Try again, Steve will just attack every single turn, so find a sequence of moves that allow him to win, or we'll be repeating this all day. Okay, so because this is of course not the goal of real games. So the goal is to be possible to lose. But the goal isn't to just lose no matter what the opponent does.
Restart encounter? Yes or no? An undead wolf materializes. The zombie canine has patches of mangy, decomposing fur sliding off its exposed skeleton. His steely eyes glow a bright yellow. He attacks you. Combat. Type Help Combat for list of battle commands.
Oh, we've given it
You
less
swing
starting
an undead wolf
health.
with your sword of fine
Oh,
steel.
that's cheeky. Oh, that's very cheeky. And Steve has also been brought back to full health, not the one health he lost
The
against
wolf growls
the shopkeeper.
viciously and bites you.
You also toned down the wolf's damage, I can see.
You again whack at the bones of the undead wolf.
Okay, we gotta do an awoo. I assume Howl is gonna be
The wolf
nothing.
withdraws and howls ominously at the moon. What is he preparing?
Oh no, push Escort!
You execute a tactical somersault and again strike the wolf.
Oh, poor Steve and the wolf on 1 damage. Oh, we only have one choice now. It's a special, okay.
In response to the wolf's howl, a pack of undead wolves are summoned. You are quickly overwhelmed by the ravenous pack.
We did exactly enough damage to kill him, of course we did.
Your lifeless body falls to the floor.
Okay, so there's a
The
little bit
undead
of
wolf
challenge in
feeds
losing to
upon your
Steve.
corpse. You are dead.
Just a little
You
bit
were
of
torn
challenge.
apart by an undead wolf. Restart encounter? Yes or no?
Steve, I tell you what, he's got a lot of patience considering he's just typing attack
An
and
undead
yes.
wolf materializes. The zombie.
Okay, we're not gonna listen to this lovely narration again.
Combat.
Oh, the wolf's back up to 38
You
health.
swing at the undead wolf with your sword of fine steel.
Okay, so we know that the special does 16 damage. Which means he can only take... If I do, so it has to be bite, special, I guess?
The wolf growls viciously and bites you.
Time to hit Steve again. Yep, that's the plan. I think in
You
that
again
time,
whack at the bones of the undead wolf.
he'll have beaten the wolf, I think. Rerolls the wolf health every time. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's nice. Either way, I don't really like when supposedly random things are seeded such that they are actually the same when you retry them. Like Fire Emblem, whichever is the one Fire Emblem game I've played, I think it's Awakening. That does that, and it's quite annoying. I don't like it because it makes it feel not random. Because it isn't random; it's seeded.
The undead wolf pounces and bites you again. You execute a tactical somersault and again
Bloody
strike the wolf.
somersault! See, the way this is operating is it's almost more like a puzzle for me. It's, how do you not kill Steve?
The wolf withdraws and howls ominously.
Which I guess makes for
What
fine
is he
gameplay. It's just
preparing?
very different gameplay to a text-based dungeon. There we go, Steve wins.
You give the undead wolf a final whack with your sword.
Well, he just wanted to, oh woo!
I won, you stupid wolf, you say. You kick the lifeless pile of bones a few times for good measure. The way up the stairs is now clear.
What's next? Now we test Steve's puzzle-solving skills. Uh-oh. Loot waffle! Belgian breakfast dish! I will say, the Steve is a bit harsh. The CPU is a bit harsh on Steve. I would have preferred it as well if the CPU started out having faith in Steve and only lost
Invalid
faith over
command.
time.
Loot, waffle, type
I'd
out
like the
for
CPU to be a
assistance.
bit more naive and less jaded. Wolf tooth.
You search the pile of bones. You take wolf tooth.
I don't know if Steve put his hunting rifle. We're almost to the final wizard fight.
You ascend the spindly wooden stairs to the top of the tower. The voice of the wizard returns, now booming his final warning.
Retreat now and live, adventurer. Lazador will be your doom.
This is one last puzzle for Steve to solve. None of the above. No, none. Not these. But I guess we'll go for yikes.
At the top of the stairs is one final door made of heavy stone.
I did like
a
that
large,
detail,
rusty
Shaskell, you're
lock
right.
on the door. is
Oh, we have a
all that
Shaka. Welcome on
separates you
in.
from the
Yes, you
evil
can
wizard
speak now.
inside.
Could you not speak before? Hi. How's it going? Welcome on in. What are we doing? Ascending the Steves. Ascending the Steves? Ascending the Steves. Ascending the Steves. Oh god. We're getting worse. Ascending the stairs. Lazlo will be your doom. A large rusty lock. And we've given him the rusty key, which he didn't take, I think. Did we? I can't remember. Oh, he's learned to look at his inventory.
You're carrying sword of fine steel, wolf tooth.
First, you can press
An
the
amount of gold.
send button. I just cannot speak today. And then you close stream. It let you press button when I reopened but didn't send. Then you updated the app on mobile. Jeesh. Oh, Shaskor. Look for key. A clever solution from Steve. Been sending messages for 10 minutes.
You
Oh
look for a
no,
key
that's
for
a
the rusty
disaster.
lock. To your great surprise, it appears the conniving wizard does not store his key right next to his door.
Setting the Steve says, well, all the players gather in Minecraft. I would also like options for me to
You
be
walk
less
all the way
sassy
down
and
the spindly
snarky
wooden
as well.
stairs to the bottom of the tower.
Like, I'm role-playing as a video game. I'm not a nasty person. I'm full of hope and belief that people will engage with me in a naive, in a sort of, not naive, in a good faith fashion. I think Steve needs a hint. Yes, absolutely. That's what the look around command is
You are
for.
in the wizard's parlor. At your feet is the pile of bones of an undead wolf. A table and 2 broken chairs sit next to a dusty fireplace, and there's an armoire in the corner.
Okay, that was possibly
You
a
hear
bit
the
too much of a
ethereal
hint,
voice of
game.
the wizard once again.
If you open that armoire again, I'll
See, now he's not going to do it because he doesn't want me to turn into a goat. Oh, game, you messed up. Sweet wolf. No, he's got it. We'll believe in Steve.
You loot the undead wolf for a second time. Surprisingly, the undead wolf has not magically generated any more valuables since the last time you looted it.
Really, game? Really? I think the game is losing me with its tone.
You once
Even though
again
the concept
hoof it
is
up
really
the spindly
nice.
wooden stairs. This is extremely easy for you because you are so athletic.
He's only been up the stairs once before? Jesus, game!
You say to yourself,
I do that all the time. I
"Can
forget where I
just
put
go
something
up
and
and
going
down
up
these
and down the
stairs a few more
stairs.
times because it's so easy for my well-toned body to do."
Oh, shut up. See, unfortunately, the game has lost me and made me sympathize with
Final
Steve.
door made of heavy stone. A large rusty lock on the door is all that separates you from the evil wizard inside.
Knock? We'll get him to this key, don't worry.
You come up with a plan of attack to solve this perplexing rusty lock puzzle. Armoires like that one downstairs may contain useful items.
Oh, he's not gonna like that. Poor Steve. Oh, shut up, CPU. Shut up!
You again jog down the tower stairs. Who knew solving puzzles was such great cardio?
The game really had me. Like, even with the idea of Steve as, like, sort of a humorously inept character, main character, protagonist, whatever you want to do. I hate to ask, is there a secret passage? I mean, yes, but it's not going to go where he wants. Error message. None of the above, game. None of the above.
Invalid command. Find secret passage. The find command should be used with objects that actually exist. For example, find armoire. Type help for assistance.
I think that would also be good, girl. Oh dear. I don't want to push either of these buttons because I don't want to push this button because I don't want to engage with the CPU on its terms. But I also don't want to muck around with the take a short rest thing. But I guess we're doing that.
You exit the wizard's tower back out amongst the trees of the forest outside. I'm legally allotted a 15-minute break, and I'm going to take it, you say. You forget all about that very difficult puzzle you're solving and start counting blades of grass.
Yeah, I think you're right, Kingo. But I mean, I guess if this game doesn't want to do what it wants to do, if this game doesn't want to do what it's trying to do in a way that we agree with, that just means there's space for someone else to do it better. Right?
You spend countless hours scouring every single tree and shrub in the forest for keys. Where, oh where, could this elusive key be hidden, you say? This is the most impossible task ever required of me. Your meticulous search does not result
Like
in
at the
finding
start,
keys.
it was sort of a funny, like, oh, you know, this is what happens when players go a little bit off the rails. As a DM, ha ha ha, in joke. But now that it's separated from me, it's not really funny anymore. Oh, shut up, CPU.
You hike all the way back through the forest and go all the way back to the starting area. You head inside the shop and decide that yes, this is exactly where you need to be. Boy, I wonder what old Aaron is up to, you think to yourself, before remembering that you murdered him. There is nothing of interest inside the shop.
Yeah, that's yeah, Kingo. Like, if the CPU was like an annoyed narrator and the text read like a proper game. Pikey. See, again, none of the above. You know. Oh, I just realized that actually the little bumping is not part of the soundtrack. It's just it's me mousing over the things. I mean, I guess it makes more sense to move the wizard to the shop. Of course, we've lost Steve, because Steve is also ticked off at the game for being this way. Good for you, Steve. Good for you. I wouldn't play a game that was like that. Do you have a few minutes for a quick survey? Not really. So yeah, that was a Run Tavernquest. A really lovely concept, and it so had me for the first, I don't know, 15-20 minutes? Maybe more? And then it lost me so hard. It really did snatch kind of defeat from the jaws of victory there. That's really sad. You could go wish this on Steam if it is more your speed. I really loved the idea of what it could be. I hated what it turned out to be. That is my conclusion, my opinion. Oh my goodness. Well, nonetheless, it was a fun way to spend an hour. I'm glad that I also sort of found like people on the same page as me in chat as well. I'm glad I wasn't the only one who was not so fond of the tone. We are going to be right back in just a second with another game. But to people who are watching this on the VOD, this is where I leave you guys again, as always, with our little demos. I like to cut them up for VODlings so you can watch one game at a time. So thank you very much. Thank you every VODling so much for being here. Make sure you drop a like and make sure you subscribe on YouTube, and also make sure you come over and come follow us on Twitch so you can hang out with all these lovely people in the chat. And I will see you guys next time.